southern coast of South America, the west coast of Chile, and we have the television cooking here. We're looking down at the Pacific Ocean. We're hoping we're not going to have too much cloud cover and miss our opportunity to see the Humboldt-Peru current through the fjord area. And there we go. Now we're looking on down toward the south, and you can see some light greenish looking lakes down there. And as I move up toward the north, you can begin to see some long, narrow lakes, but I'm afraid that my fears were not unfounded. We're going to miss our pictures of the Humboldt-Peru current as it passes through the fjord-like inland, or the coastal islands of Chile. Cloud cover is right up to the land, and about all we can see is the southernmost parts of the Andes Mountains, and some of the long, slender lakes that we see in there. The way we're going in orbital path, the way you're looking in the TV right now, is we're going feet first along our orbital path. And what I'm doing now is panning to the north, see if I can get our temperature sensor out of the field of view there. But unfortunately, we've missed our opportunity to see the fjords and the Humboldt-Peruvian current because of cloud cover. We're now crossing over the Andes Mountains, and we're going to be coming down into the Pampa of Argentina, and we'll come out over the ocean, over the city of Bahia Blanca, and we will be, all right, here we go. Let me move up here and let you see the coast of Argentina right there. Now, let's start looking for the Falkland current. We're now beginning to look down toward the south. I think right there amongst those clouds, just off the inlet area there, you're going to see a stain of lighter green, which is part of the Falkland current. It doesn't show quite as clearly, and again, it looks like we've been had by the clouds. Now, as I look on further down to the south, you can see the part of the Falkland current that I was looking at before. Right out in there in that hole in the clouds, you see that light green stain, which is the chlorophyll blooming, the plankton coming up. That's what we were looking at earlier when we were down south looking to the north. Unfortunately, the cloud cover looks like it may get to us here. But let me show you a little bit of the Argentine area here. This landfall you see right here is a very active wheat-producing area, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know if you can have the resolution on TV to see it, but there's a good deal of checkerboarding down there, which indicates cultivated fields. The large bay that we were looking at the Falkland current through there earlier was Bahia San Matias. Okay, now we're coming up over the Pampa area, and down through the clouds, I'm sure you won't be able to see it, but down through the clouds is a lot of checkerboarding, and we are just south of Buenos Aires. Just south of Buenos Aires. Now you should be able to possibly see some checkerboarding. All right, now as we move up and look a little further ahead, we come to Montevideo and Buenos Aires and the mouth of the Rio de la Plata River. All right, now as we move out from this mouth of the Rio de la Plata River is where we should find the confluence of the Falkland and the South Equatorial Current. And I think if you look very carefully, you might be able to see just a little bit of color change right down in this area right in here where my pencil is pointing, and that is the area in which you get the confluence of these two currents. I can see it fairly plainly. It's not as bright today as it has been in the past, but it's very definitely there. Now we're coming up on a beautiful example of it. As we move right over into here, let me get my pencil in the way again. Okay, right in there, we have a mixture of the two currents. We can see the lighter green coming up from the Falkland current, which is in this particular case today, up here, which is south. Down here is north, and you can see the darker blue, but rather iridescent blue, coming down from the south equatorial current. Those two are mixing and are proceeding on out to the east, which is to the left on your screen. Now there has been better days for seeing it, but we can definitely see that now, and that just about covers it. We're now well north of Montevideo and Buenos Aires, and I don't see any further indications of the current. Let me show you a little bit of what sun glint looks like. I'm going to have to stop down, I think, on my shutter a little bit to keep from faking out things. But now as we're coming up to the north here, we're in the sun glint area. That is where the roughness of the water and the sun angle from the sun reflects the sun back up to us and shows it as a tight area. Shows it very bright, very tight. And this sun glint is a beautiful way for us to see such things as patterns and wave and current. Okay, I'm going to have to check something here.
Hey, Bill, let's go OWS. There again? OWS, you have the airlock open?
What's the rate of climb?